Here we are a few days later. The car itself, body-wise, I just finished off all that, sanding a 320 grit over the whole car. I did have an issue on this back corner, don't know why. I'm not a professional sprayer, so I wouldn't know. Yeah, the main back quarter down to the floor and this back, obviously the whole back quarter really, when you were sanding it, it was just clogging up the sandpaper pretty quickly. Like that, it's just clogging up so quickly. And it was taking me for ages. I was doing it gently and gently and gently, obviously. As soon as they clog up on there, it's just paint, primer, whatever it is. Obviously marks the paint, so then you've got to then sand that scratch down. So, and as you can see, the bin's got full of sandpaper. So yes, that took a while, and it sort of put me off, and I thought, right, I'll start somewhere else. So I started on this quarter panel. Piece of cake, came straight off easily, no effort required whatsoever to get it all nice and smooth again. So I don't know whether I just had a poor area spraying on it, or whether it's the corner spray bouncing off where I was spraying the boot and doors there. But then I was spraying the bonnet by the front of there. So I don't know, but that's all the car done, which is good. Happy with that. It's a big old step. Didn't take too long compared to the original sanding. One thing with sanding the body, when you just flatten the primer just to get it a nice even sort of smoothness before you put the next coat on, it's hard to sort of get out the mindset of sanding like I was originally, like sanding, get all the paint off, get the primer, get down to metal, or get down to original primer. With this, is a case of I don't want it right down because I want to keep whatever's on there. I just want it smooth. I've gone through in a few spots, obviously where it hasn't been a perfectly even coat going on, but hey ho, it's going to get another 2 coats of primer over this anyway. That's the next bit of boot. Don't know if it will zoom in very well on how, I don't know if you can hear. It's quite a rough surface, and then with a bit smoother on there. So yeah, go over the boot, get that sanded, stick up a cup, then do the doors, and then do the bonnet, front and back. So once all those are done, then it's a case of I'll have to remask some bits of the car up. The wheels, obviously, where I did spray it, I did sort of nudge it forward and back, so it tore some bits off. The sunroof, this needs redoing because where the paint's chipping off. That's just a black bag under there because I didn't use that clear stuff I bought. So I'll ditch that out of the way and redo it because obviously I don't want to spray paint over there and that fling off and go over the other because that will annoy me slightest. Yeah, so cool. Time to de-dust. Alright, quick update. Finished all the sanding on the car with a 320 grit, so we're all ready to start getting the hybrid primer on. Bonnet's done back up. Had a bit of an issue on the front of that. Had a few runs, but took a while to get that nice and flat, but that's flat. Doors all back up. Just going to tweak some of the masking. I had it over the wheels last time and it was a bit of an issue because I have got to shunt the car forward like 2 foot while it's wet, so I've put the masking behind the wheels, so when I roll it forward it doesn't snag on the wheels and then pull off. I'll obviously clean the wheels before I shoot paint because they're covered in cobwebs. And yeah, so tweak that, sort some more plastic masking out because it's come off in the top corner with the air press that's blowing on it. It's popped out because it's only stapled in the wood, so I'll redo some bits on there, then wipe the car down, double check everything, and then get the gun set up and then shoot some primer. Right, just quick snippet. I'm just starting to wipe the car down, ready for the paint. Obviously, I've only wiped that side down, you can see it's a different short shade. And that's the amount of dust that comes off it, so it might not feel like much on there, but that's just with thinners on there. So all that you want off the car, otherwise that's going to go straight into the new paint and it won't stick. There we go, that's the clear. That's the first coat of high build primer on. Still a bit of a learning curve with the gun, with obviously what comes out. I need to get a little regulator and just so it seems to be the higher pressure it is, obviously the more it works better, but yeah, it's gone on quite nice. So that's a litre, which has covered the whole body. Not the back of the bonnet, but yeah, litres done the boot, both doors, and the body. So yeah, so that'll dry and see how it settles. There we go. This is that was the last bit of a high build primer sprayed on. Bonnet's on. Bonnet's a bit of a mess again. I don't know why I keep going wrong on that, but obviously it'll sand down flat. Sunroof's done. Looks a bit wet still in the middle, but yeah, it's gone on pretty good. Doors have all gone. It's a nice even coat. Obviously, it's not perfect. Obviously, I'm not a professional sprayer, but it's all got a good, nice even coverage. So looking pretty good. So this should take, temperature in the garage is a bit cold, about 21ish. So this take about, says 2 to 3 hours to dry. Is it 2 to 3? Something like that. But yeah, it'll be left for the rest of the day to dry off. That's all the paint gone. So that was 2 litres of high build primer, and then you got 250ml of activator, and then obviously your thinner. So you're probably looking, what, 2.5-ish litres of paint or material to cover all this lot, which is it's getting a bit thin when I get near the bonnet, because I'm just looking at obviously getting the base coat and lacquer for the next stages. So I think I'm looking at, I reckon 3 litres of base coat, and then probably thin that down a little bit, so 3.5 litres maybe should cover all this, but I might just get 4 if I can, just so I know I've got enough, because I don't mind sort of running a little bit thin on primer, but obviously I want the base coat to be as good as I can get it. So yeah, I'm reckoning 3 or 4 litres to be safe of your base coat and your lacquer clear coat. So I'll get this edited and stick it up, and then onto the sanding once this is dry. I did get a fly as well as soon as I sprayed this door. There's a little bugger, there he is. Little arse. As soon as I sprayed it, he went, ooh, stick. But never mind, he'll be sanded out. Yeah. So yeah, cool. I'll let this set the rest of the day. Go and do some work. And then once it's all set, I'll start doing the sanding. I think with the sanding, because I'm going to do 320 grit, followed by 400, but then finish off by 600. I think for progress wise, I'm going to do like one panel, as in like all the roof section, the A-pillars and the skull. So that's going to be one panel, and then I'll do all that 320 grit, wipe it down, then do a 4, wipe it down, and then do a 6, and then at least I know that whole section is done sanded. Then I'm going to move through the car doing that. So that's the plan. So cool. Cheers.